Canada is welcoming more than 4,30,000 immigrants in the year 2022, and these numbers will keep on increasing in the subsequent years, that is 2023 and 2024. Are you one of them who is eagerly looking forward to move to Canada? So this video is all about the first very important step which you should take in the journey towards this wonderful country. The first question which comes in the mind whoever is willing to move to Canada is whether I'm eligible to do it or not, and if I'm eligible, where do I stand in this vast immigration pool? For this, the most important tool is the CRS calculator, and many of us are not aware how the CRS calculator works and what are the significance of the points in the CRS. So let's get into the laptop and let me tell you each and every detail which is there in the CRS point and how wisely you should select the options so that you get maximum points and you easily clear the cutoff in the upcoming draws. So if I type in the Crs Score Calculator, it will take me to the cic.gc.ca site. CRS tool is a comprehensive ranking system which gives us a score based on the answers we provide for the questions related to our skills, education, language ability, work experience and other factors. The cumulative score which we get at the end of this assessment is the actual score which is entered into the express entry pool based on which we get the invitation to apply for Canada immigration. Now let's begin with the CRS tool and assess how much points will an individual receive if that individual is married and the spouse is accompanying. The first question in the CRS assessment is the marital status. I have selected married, and then the spouse is a citizen or a PR of Canada. For this situation, I will select no because the spouse is accompanying. Will your spouse or common law partner come with you in Canada? Which will be yes. Now coming to the third question, which is the age of the individual. Now this is a very important question because post 30 years, the primary applicant loses 5 points after every 1 year increase in age. For example, I'll be taking 30 years. Now coming to the fourth question, which is the level of education. So in this question, you'll have many options as to the education which you have undertaken. That is whether it is a bachelor's degree, a diploma degree, a master's or a PhD. You need to assess your education qualification if it is taken outside Canada by the ECA. I am selecting master's for this question. Moving on to the second part of this question is, did you achieve this education or degree in Canada? And I am selecting no. You can go ahead and select yes if you have your education qualification in Canada. But be aware of these conditions which says that you should be physically present in Canada for at least 8 months to receive this education qualification. Coming to the next most important part of the assessment is the official language. Canada has 2 official languages as English and French. You need to give the language assessment test and it should not be more than 2 years old. And then comes which language test you have given. It can be either English or French. For English, I am selecting Ielts as my language test. And then I need to include the scores which I have obtained in all the 4 sections. So I am including 7 in speaking, for listening 8.5 to 9 band, in reading again 8 to 9 band, and in writing 7 band. These scores are just example. You need to include the scores which you achieve in your IELTS exam. And then comes the other language results, which is French. If you have given your French exam, then you can select either TEF or TCF, but I am selecting not applicable now. The sixth question is the work experience, but be careful, this work experience question is the experience which you have gained in Canada or not, and for that I am selecting none or less than a year. If you have relevant Canadian experience, you can select the number of years. The second part to this question is how many years of experience you have gained in a foreign country, that is other than Canada. And for this I'll be selecting 3 years or more, which is the maximum. The seventh question is, do you have a certificate of qualification from a Canadian province? Now, this is an option where you can get your skills or experience certified from a Canadian body, and they will provide you with the certification. And if you have that certification, you can select yes. I'm selecting no for now. Let's come to the eighth question, which asks whether you have a job offer from a labor market impact assessment. So this is a body which offers job in Canada, and if you have a job offer from this body, then you can select yes. I'm selecting no for now. Coming to the ninth question, do you have a nomination from a province or territory? So this is the PNP nomination if anyone has received it. As of now, I will put no. The 10th question is, do you or your spouse have any blood relation as Canadian citizen or PR? And for this question, I am selecting no. So let's move on to the questions related to the accompanying spouse. The first question for the spouse, which is the 11th question in the row, is what is the highest education qualification of your spouse? There are similar options as that of a primary applicant, and I am selecting masters for this. The 12th question is related to the work experience of a spouse in Canada, and this I am selecting none or less than a year. If your spouse has relevant work experience in Canada, you can select the number of years. Coming to the 13th question, did your spouse or common law partner take a language test? Again, language test is a very important question, and the test results must not be less than 2 years of old. Since I'm including the English exam, I'm selecting Ielts. I'll be selecting similar bands as I have done for the primary applicant for all the 3 sections, which is speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Now we are done with all the questions which was there in the CRS assessment, and next step is calculating the score. So we'll click on the option of calculating your score. As you scroll down, you will see the results and a detailed explanation of how many points you have received for the particular category. Now there are 4 categories. One is the core or human capital factors, which includes the age, level of education, official language, and Canadian work experience of the primary applicant. The second category is the spouse factors, that is the level of education, the official language, and the Canadian work experience of the spouse. The third category is the skill transferability factors, which adds the point of the primary applicant and the spouse knowledge of Canadian work experience and education, and also the official language proficiency. And coming to the last category is the additional points which an applicant receives for provincial nomination, job offer in Canada, study in Canada, or any sibling in Canada, and also the French language skills. The total of all these 4 categories gives you the cumulative score at the end. And for our example, which we have taken, the applicant has received a total score of 473, which is a really good score. But again, you can enhance these scores further, and let me show you how. So we'll go back to the Ielts exam scores. Now I will include the actual scores which Nish and Joy received in the Ielts exam. So in speaking, I'm increasing the band to 7.5 to 9, which is the highest. And in writing too, I'm taking highest band which we have received, that is 7.5 to 9. Similarly, for the spouse, the actual scores received by Nish and Joy is 7.5 to 9 band in speaking and 7.5 to 9 band in writing. Now let's see what the scores come to. As you can see now, the total score have increased from 473 to 479, and this score will be your gateway to Canada. I'm sure you got to know by now that your IELTS score plays a crucial role in increasing your overall CRS score. And just to let you know, both Nish and Joy have achieved the highest CLV band in IELTS exam in their first attempt itself. There are certain tips by which you can achieve this too. And do let us know in the comment section below if you want us to make a video covering this topic. Stick on to our channel and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see the 6 easiest ways of how you can immigrate to Canada. I hope this video has gave you a fair idea as to how you should calculate your CRS score and what best options you should select while doing so. Thank you for watching the video. Happy immigration!